Hi YouTube visitors of the world, this is my first video and I'm going to be doing stereotypes of Americans throughout the world. Before making this video I did a lot of research on the internet trying to find these stereotypes that the world has for Americans. The first stereotype that I'd like to talk to you guys about is that all Americans are materialistic. Being rich and owning expensive things is the most important thing for Americans. Being poor is seen as a moral failure. Gosh, I'm glad I sold my soul to the devil, because who needs a soul when you have nice expensive items like this? Well, at least an American doesn't need a soul, because all we care about is expensive items, like diamonds. Okay, I personally have never met anyone like that, but I suppose it all depends on how you're raised. Anyone can turn out like that, it doesn't matter what nation you're from. So, I suppose that there are people like that in the United States, but there's also people like that in France, Spain, Portugal, Nigeria, South Africa, China, everywhere. Second stereotype is Americans are uneducated and ignorant. We are uninterested in education, we don't and can't read books, and we can't even find our own nation on a map. I can never figure out books. I don't know which way they go. Probably because I'm an American and I don't know how to read books. One plus one. I got it. 1 plus 1 is 5. Now, that is not the average American. In America, we do read books, and it is required by law that we go to school until the age of 16, and at that age, you can choose either to drop out of high school, because that's where you would be, or you can go until your senior year, which normally is when you're 17 or 18, depending on if you're held back or if you skip grades. But not too many people are that unintelligent. Maybe some people who may have mental issues, but that is out of their control. So, no, the average American is not that stupid. The third and most ridiculous stereotype, in my opinion, that I'd like to talk about is that all Americans are fat and obese. Americans only eat fast food, and the only Americans that aren't fat get surgery to be thin. Being an American, as you can tell, I'm very fat. My favorite food are Doritos, Cheetos, Fritos, and raw jelly. The 4 major food groups. Now, the average American is definitely not that fat. However, in this nation we do have a problem with obesity, especially childhood obesity. This is due to overconsumption of fast food. And I'm not sure if there's more obese people in this nation than there are in other nations, but yes, we definitely do have a problem, but not every American is like that. Fourth stereotype, Americans have no history or tradition. Just because America is a young nation does not mean we have no history or tradition. This nation is a nation of immigrants. Immigrants that brought their history and traditions of their origin nations here. We have so much history and so many traditions mixed together. Fifth stereotype, Americans have no moral values. Main value is money, moral values are deeply skewed. Oh, money, I love you so much. You're the most important thing in the world to me. Hi there. Guess what? This morning, some people came to my house wanting to buy my little brother and sister, and I sold them to them, and they gave me $6. Isn't that great? I love money so much. Stereotype number 6. Americans want to be the world's policeman. See, I'm just curious what nations the United States is fighting right now, but considering I don't know how to use a map, since I'm an American, I don't know who we're fighting. Personally, I think we should just take over the whole world. We are the world's policemen, aren't we? This stereotype is about 45% true and about 55% false. There are people in the United States that think that we are the greatest nation in the world and that we should be the world's policemen. But then, about 55% of the people in the United States know that we don't even have the military power to control the entire world, and that unless requested, we should just leave them alone to handle their stuff on their own. 7th stereotype, all Americans own guns. Well, hey there. This is just your average American with a gun. We all own them, every single one of us, because we love to shoot things that aren't exactly like us. If they're not exactly like us, we shoot them. This, I know for a fact, is definitely not true because I personally do not own a gun. No one in my family owns a gun. There's not a single gun in this house. So I'm sure some people do, but definitely not all of us. Stereotype number 8. All Americans are racist. You see, I'm not even going to play around with this stereotype because it's absolutely ridiculous. Not every American is racist. I'm sure there are still some, but hardly any. Maybe a long time ago, yes, we had slaves, so did a lot of nations. There weren't equal rights. There weren't equal rights in a lot of nations, but now there's equal rights, no slaves, everyone's the same. We're all good. I even made a point as to go and buy this book. See, there is a white little boy, a white little girl, and they both have red hair, and then an African-American child, and they're reading together, they're friends, yay, and a black and white dog, and all that. If America was a racist nation, this would be absolutely horrible, horrible advertising. No one would buy it if we were all racist. Thank you guys so much for watching my very first video. Make sure to leave comments, subscribe if you want, make sure to tell me what I can do better, or if you have any ideas for a video I could do. I'm open to lots of stuff. This was just like a serious video to do for my first opening one. The rest of the time I'm planning on doing funny ones or whatever your suggestions say. Thanks a lot. Bye. Oh yeah, and I almost forgot. I would love it if you guys could maybe leave me a video comment and please show me where the United States is. I can't find it. That's what I get for being an American.